Ever since the unfortunate murder of 3 children in Southport, riots and protests have been escalating. While it would be easy to say that the murders were what caused it, really it's been coming for a long time. Anyone who's paid attention to the general atmosphere in the UK knows we're essentially done with illegal immigration, with the main crux of the reasoning being just safety, with having no idea who's coming over the border, and unfortunately that's led to several cases of where, well, people have lost their lives. And while the Southport murders were not committed by someone who came over on the boats, it has still sparked conversation, and it has sparked desire to keep our children safe. As let's be honest here, there are just too many. It's all well and good to say everyone can have a slice of the pie, but there are only so many slices for everyone. And we can talk on the economic level about how using taxes to pay for certain resources and housing for these people can lead to further strife for everyone, as well as the strain it puts on legal immigrants who, despite going through the system properly and wanting to pay taxes and work same as everyone else, they still have to feel the brunt of the negative consequences. We can talk about that all day long, but the real focus here is on, well, two-tier Kier has shown his true colours, and let's take a further look at that.
I utterly condemn the far-right thuggery we've seen this weekend. Those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law.
With calling those with genuine concerns for safety and for the well-being of our country far-right, bigoted idiots and thugs. And a further crackdown with police intervention with a 400-to-1 arrest rate, which has been exacerbated by a crackdown on online use. You showcase evidence of a highly unfair justice system? Boom, arrested. You show any evidence of foul play in terms of immigration? Boom, roasted. We just don't like you? Boom, you're off to jail, 10 years, minimum. Okay, that might be hyperbole. And I guess as I'm talking about it, I guess this channel's days are numbered. Despite the counter-protest Muslim rioters being the ones wielding machetes, destroying public property, and cutting the tyres on news vehicles, apparently it's the other side, who only want to keep people safe, that are the problem here. You might need to explain that one to me. It's an open secret at this point that a 2-tier system is in effect, with only Keir Starmer and his inner circle of cabinet members being unwilling to admit this great truth. And it's kind of ironic that Starmer is the one most keen to say that this is not happening and arrest right-wing rioters, despite the fact that he was openly approving of the BLM riots. Man, I mean, discriminating against a whole group of rioters just based on perhaps an ethnic background or based upon a skin colour, there's a word for that? Of course everyone knows that this is happening. Okay, let's be transparent here. The initial rioters that did break public property, that were violent, that's not something to condone. Violence does not beget violence, and eye for an eye makes the world blind. But it's the counter-protesters who are clearly the ones far more dangerous in this context. They are the ones that are openly being hostile and hurting people. There was recently a story of Birmingham that came out of where a group of counter-protesters violently assaulted a gentleman outside of his local pub only because he stepped out and asked what was going on. He had nothing to do with any riots or any protests or anything like that. He was just there, leaving him with a lacerated liver. Sure, the counter-protesters then went ahead and apologised for the incident, but that doesn't change the fact that you did it. It's very lucky that that gentleman was alive to tell the tale, and it's still on the table that he could have further injuries that we don't know about, or that he could develop further problems down the line due to his lacerated liver. That's not even getting into the further stab mix and property damage that have come about as a result of these counter-protests. It's clear that this is going on, and yet, why is it that Starmer doesn't want to just admit it? We all know it. Because then he would have to face up to it and stop it, as well as it would maintain the illusion of trust with the police. It's become evident now that the institution of the police is frankly not on our side, or at least not on the side of public good, of justice. If you have 400 people speaking about safety and truth against only one Muslim counter-protester who was wielding a sword, it's a clear unbalance. A clear violation of justice. And worse still, it erodes trust in the police force. This is an institution which is supposed to keep us safe. Yet how are we supposed to trust that in any other sense of crime that they'll actually do their job? How are we to trust that our children are safe when these counter-protesters not looking like they're going to stop anytime soon, and now the police, the people that are supposed to serve and protect the public, no matter the skin colour or ethnic background of a countryman, how are we supposed to know that they'll keep our children safe? The days of the Wild West are long gone, and yet somehow we feel more lawless than ever before. It certainly is evident, and again quite mask off, that Starmer was so quick to approve the BLM riots, as again it's striking the same tone. Lack of trust in the police, dysregulation of society, public property getting damaged, and innocent people who are caught in the crossfire getting hurt. And if the police wish to prattle off the same line and say that they want to keep us safe, the only question is remaining is how many people need to die to keep us safe? How many more children need to die in order for everyone to be safe? Because I don't know about you, but I don't want my children being sacrificed on the altar of whatever this is.
Ah, they're not so tough.
Chief, that wasn't a monster. That was the captain of the high school basketball team.
Yeah, he was turning into a monster, though.
This is a subject that I'm certain we will return to with, well, unfortunately, good reason, as this is not a subject which is going away anytime soon. What are your thoughts on all of this? Let us know down below. With a subject like this is one of the subjects which is the reason why I wanted to start up this channel. So, I really wanted to get it right. So what do you make of all of this? Let us know down below. And until next time, be seeing you.